Bama knocks off Texas. Vanderbilt loses to Auburn. That sets up a colossal matchup in Tuscaloosa. And we're going to talk basketball right here on the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. Catfish Courtside coming up right now. All right, horns down, fella. Horns down.
Hit him with it, Mick.
How about that game last night? Late night game, so we did the early morning show.
Yeah.
Man, this team's rolling right now. I mean, to go into that Texas game, no, it's a trap game, and just bombing them away. Impressive. The whole thing was impressive.
It really was, man. There was a lot of uncertainty because we said it on the show the other day after the Arkansas game that Texas is one of those teams that look at their record and they're not really that great. And, they're on the bubble for the tournament, so kind of one of the top 50-ish teams in the country. Mm-hmm. But you go on the road in the SEC, it's never easy. And you look up, like Texas beat A&M, who's a top 10 team right now. They did it in Texas. They did it when they were down like 20-22, came back and beat the Aggies. So it was just one you don't want to take for granted, and it was in the worst spot possible because Auburn's on deck. And, man, this team right now, we talked about it earlier in the year, Mick, about they weren't really gelling. They were trying to figure it out, play with some more chemistry, things like that. Man, they've figured it out. And they've still got a month to go before tournament time. And they have, in my opinion, figured it out. They are playing with so much confidence right now.
Yeah.
Watch the way that they play, the aggressiveness, the way they got each other's back, the way they share the ball. Like that sequence last night where I know it's very random, but it was just one of those like, man, that's unbelievable. They come up the floor. Holloway kicks to Youngblood in the corner, who then kicks right back to Holloway, and the three's wide open because they're just moving the ball so quickly. Mm-hmm. That kind of sharing the ball is what I mean. Youngblood could have taken a contested three. He kicked it right back. The unselfish play, the confidence, the unselfishness, the chemistry is coming like we thought it might 3 months ago.
Man, 103-80 win, so 23-point win. Nate Oates talked about the turnovers, but, I mean, they shot almost 62% from the floor, right? Almost 59% from three, and they hit 90% of their free throws, so you're talking about a really, really good gym, tough place to play. Yeah. Texas is, if Texas was in the ACC, which is pretty crazy to say right now, they'd be a sure tournament team. The problem is that this is the best year ever of SEC basketball.
Yeah.
And and there's so many good teams. I mean, it's like Bama, Auburn, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, Kentucky. I mean, I'll throw Georgia in there. They're pretty good. Mississippi State.
Ole Miss.
Mississippi State's got to beat somebody, though. They got to beat somebody.
They do. Yeah.
They're
still a projected 7 seed. They're still a projected 7 seed.
Yeah,
right
yeah. We keep talking about how good they are, but they got to beat somebody. But I'll tell you this. It sets up. Vandy took care of what they normally do, and that's losing. And Auburn is now coming to Tuscaloosa, and it's crazy to think this is the biggest basketball game in the history of SEC basketball, and it doesn't include Kentucky.
I know. It's wild. It's the first time we've got a 1-versus-2 matchup since 2008 when Tennessee played Memphis. Mm-hmm. Bruce Pearl was the head coach of the Volunteers at that time. Yeah, man, it's wild. We said it the other day. That we could recall never been a 1-versus-2 Alabama-Auburn football game. And so you're going to get it in basketball, which is just something no one ever really thought would be possible. And, you look at the SEC like you were talking about, and people may scoff at Texas or whatever, but like I said, they're on the bubble. Bama's got the SEC has a lot of teams on the bubble because they keep beating each other up. Like you can't really gain any momentum in the conference because you win one big game and it's like, okay, we beat this team. Now we get to go play like Rutgers and Northwestern or Wake Forest or somebody that's not really that good. And instead it's like, nope, or Miami, you got to turn around and go on the road and play at Vanderbilt, who's like a quietly good team this year. And it's just, man, it's tough. Did you know last night that was the largest defeat ever for the Longhorns in that gym?
No. Really?
The next closest was I don't know who it was against. They said it on the broadcast, was 13 points. And Bama won by 23.
I know. And it felt close though. It did. I never felt like it, but just because we get down the floor and we shoot so fast, it's like they didn't relinquish the lead. What's that?
Did you see the one Holloway got fouled last night under the basket? And think about this. Holloway is under the Bama basket. It was after a Texas miss. Okay. Texas misses. Bama rebounds. Bama goes so fast that Holloway gets fouled underneath the basket 4 seconds into the shot clock.
That's crazy.
That's how quick they are. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, down the court. So, I mean, this one, look, Bama's number one. I know some of you guys and even Alabama's like, well, we're number two. No, you're not. You're number one. You're just number one in the coaches poll and you're number two in the AP poll, but you're still number one. And
Let me ask you this. Were you pulling for Auburn last night?
Oh, yeah. I mean, of course I was, dude. I want to see this match.
I really was.
Don't you want to see one versus one?
Well, the ranking wouldn't have changed before Saturday, so it still would have been 1v1. But I still wanted them to win in a way, which I know sounds stupid, but I kind of did because I wanted it. I wanted the Bama Auburn 9-1, 21-3 versus 22-2 or whatever they are. I wanted it. I wanted a clean slate. Let's go.
Yeah, let's get this thing going. So now you got yeah. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. And good morning. Now you got this matchup coming to Tuscaloosa. It's a game day. And I don't know about look, college game day for basketball I'm going to tell you, it's not like I watch it a bunch. But it's still great. It's great recognition for the program. And it also this is the biggest game of the season. Like, it's not like this is like the old Duke, North Carolina games, like where they used to be 1 versus 2. And to think that that's now in the state of Alabama, really this, hoops has come a long way, man. And I guess this is kind of like the coming out party for the rest of the country. Like, here you go, man. Like, here's 1 versus 2, same conference. This is a real rivalry here. But maybe this is the basketball game where we start hating Auburn basketball like we hate Auburn football.
You bring up another good point, though. It's not just 1 versus 2, and it's like Alabama versus Florida, because both of them are top 3 teams right now, top 4 teams. So it's not even Bama, Florida. It's Bama, Auburn. That's what makes it even crazier, is that it's two teams that are arguably the biggest rivalry in the country. And they're the ones who end up in the 1-2 spot. It's not random in the conference, like Missouri, Florida, Bama and A&M, Auburn and Arkansas. It's like, this is legit. Even the Tennessee, Memphis was kind of cool back in the day. It was Calipari against Bruce Pearl, but it was cool because, I mean, even though Knoxville is 7 hours from Memphis, because Tennessee is so wide, the campuses aren't really close, but you're still inside the state. So it kind of made it like an in-state, out-of-conference rivalry. But, man, this one's going to be legit insane. Just the intensity, the hatred, and then both teams just trying to claim that spot. Auburn's been number 1, and they've kind of been clear-cut number 1.
Right.
And so this is Alabama's opportunity to say, no, quit overlooking us. Even Nate Oates said, hey, we've been kind of flying under the radar, and I don't hate it.
Yeah, right. Well,
here we go. You win this game, you are the radar.
Yeah.
You win this game, you're not under the radar. You're on top of the radar. You're living in the radar if you win this one.
Yeah, and if you win this one, guess what? You get to go to number 21, Missouri, then come back and play number 15, Kentucky, number 22, Mississippi State. Then you go to Knoxville, play number 5, Tennessee. Then you got number 3, Florida, and then you finish the season at number 1, Auburn. So, I mean, like,
it's awful, man. It's so bad.
You can't even like relax if you win the game, but you still want to win this one because, it's the next game, but also because this game is one that we're going to be talking about for a long time. And it's just a regular season game, but it's a regular season game that, obviously is a big one. And, you might never see this again. 1 versus 2. You might never see this again in the SEC, let alone Alabama and Auburn basketball.
Winning the SEC regular season this year, some have said, and I understand what they're saying, I don't disagree with it, is more challenging than winning the NCAA tournament. And winning the SEC tournament could be more challenging than winning the NCAA tournament. If you're a 1 seed, you get a 16, so that's essentially a bye unless you're Virginia. And then you play an 8-9. And then depending on how the upsets fall, like the 1 seed in the tournament should, I know Bama didn't a couple of years ago, but should kind of get through those first 3 games and into the Elite 8. So then it's like you got 3 tough games. That's the SEC tournament this year.
Right.
Like you got 3 tough games if you got the double bye. So that's how grueling the SEC is this year. We've been talking about it, man. The stretch run is here. Bama made it. And here they go. Stretch run, it's alive and well. With all those rankings, you see it. You're playing so many potential 1 seeds all the way through. You got Auburn twice, like you said, Tennessee, Florida, all potential 1 seeds. It's tough.
Yeah. But you know what? If you survive it, you should be able to get in the tournament and play. 7 straight wins since they had that game against Ole Miss that wasn't very good.
But that was still huge to the mentality of this team. I still believe that. The Ole Miss loss may have gotten this team to where they are. Right. Because I don't know. Sometimes you need wake-up calls, kind of like Sears got it with the second half benching against LSU.
Yep.
Sometimes you need wake-up calls. And the beauty of basketball compared to football, you can afford those. Basketball is so different in how it's built for the championship.
Yeah.
You can afford that. Football, you don't really have as much margin for error like you do in basketball.
Right. Guys, we're brought to you by New Life Art. Jalen Hurts won the Super Bowl along with Devontae Smith. They both have prints at New Life Art, 25% off when you use our promo code Bama Tailgate on either one of their prints. So take advantage of that. And I'll tell you what, man, that Super Bowl was a thing of beauty. A lot of Bama guys. I love the embrace on the sideline with those two,
Yeah, that was awesome.
Smitty back home and winning the Super Bowl. So take advantage of that. The other thing I want to tell you is Pearl River Resort over in Philadelphia, Mississippi. Great partner. We appreciate them. The Timeout Sports Lounge. It's kicking right now with all this hoops going on, but you can go over there. It's Vegas-style sports betting. You can do it legally. Hour and a half from Tuscaloosa, 2 hours from Birmingham. It's in Golden Moon Casino, but Golden Moon, Silver Star have just amazing amenities. The spa, the Philip M. Steakhouse, table games and slots, and then Blue Oyster Cult is going to be there next month. Fear the Reaper. Do you fear the Reaper, Kat?
I don't know what you're talking about, but sure.
You don't know that song?
Man, look, as much as I know about sports, I know the complete opposite about music. I'm so bad with music.
Fear him. He's gonna be at Pearl River Resort. The song, you just don't realize.
Probably. I'll hear tunes and I'll have no idea who played it, but I'll know half the words. That's kind of how I roll. Yeah.
Don't
fear the mortgage stuff. All right. Mortgage stuff. I'm actually getting ready to leave to go do mortgage stuff right now. So anyway, scan the QR code, 0 down programs. We got 20 of them. We are literally rescuing a loan. It's closing on Tuesday. They were told no. They were bringing money to closing. They were told to liquidate their 401k in order to buy their house. Guess what? They are getting $500 back at closing on Tuesday. That's how good these programs are. So scan the QR code, hit me up there. Also, HELOC Express. We got 3 people closing this week who are paying off credit cards, improving their homes, or investing. Those 3 things. They're getting their money less than 1 week from when they initially applied with me. So I'm telling you guys, don't miss out on these things. Great programs, all that good stuff. Hit me up. Websites there as well. Email, phone number, whatever you got, or scan the QR code.
Next courtside with Catfish I'll be Catfish because you're going on vacation.
Yeah, I'll see how the internet is. I'm going to be on a boat. We'll check the internet, and if we can stream, maybe we do it. If not,
that'd be awesome.
We got you be double Catfish
from a luxury liner somewhere in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Here's the Catfish. Hey, thank you guys for hanging out, and Roll Tide, everybody. We will talk to you guys again tomorrow.